So we were just talking about the black and blue sage in the front yard, and let's go over here. Over here is the chili pekin garden. Right now it looks like a Texas betony garden, but it is all chili pekin, I promise. There's berms, and I put these berms in areas where water came down. For example, right here is the downspout. And so I put the berm in an area that catches it. You can see I even added an extension to catch it before it got to this next berm here. Slowed it down before it gets to the next berm down there. This keeps a substantial amount of water on the property. I mean, each one of these berms during a rainstorm is just soaked, and they all pool water in front of them. I've had to modify, a couple of them slightly because they either were too much of a bow or not tall enough or whatever, but I seem to have found a good formula here. So you can see this one is in creation, and this berm is starts with sticks. They all start with sticks on the bottom, and I put those, you can see decent sized sticks here. There's bigger ones underneath, but I put them here because earthworms like sticks, and so these will be covered in another layer of dirt, and the dirt is going to be just compost and granite sand, and then covered with mulch, and they will eventually settle to this size. This is a 2-year-old berm here. This is a berm under construction, so you can see they settle about an inch a year, maybe 2 inches a year. But I put this soil here 3 months ago because I wanted everything to settle in. You can see what I put in here. This is bamboo muley cuttings, and it's just native soil, as you can see, native soil, right on top of soil. There's also leaves in here, so there's sticks in here. Here's a stick I can feel right here. See that? More bamboo muley, big pieces of it. So it's all roughage, it's decomposing, and gonna get another layer and molasses, and that's what all these are right here. The first year, admittedly, there's going to be a lack of nitrogen. All of the nitrogen is going to be taken up to decompose all of these things, but this isn't really here for the first year, and I do give it some humic acid in the form of compost, and I do give it seaweed in the first year. So there's going to be another 2 chili pekins go here. I'm going to plant one kind of towards the back. So there's one right there. I'm going to plant one kind of towards the back, and I'm going to plant the other one right on the edge, right here, right on the edge. So there's going to be 2 right here. One of them is coming from right there. This is my very first chili pekin. It was there as an experiment to see if it would even work. You can see it's bigger than all the others. It's in its 3rd year, but it's also stretched for light over there. This side over here gets a lot more light, virtually no light, but I've got quite a bit of production. The other stuff you see with flowers on it is Texas betony. And again, this is part of the pack of Texas betony I bought to attract the other early hummingbird scouts. And I put it over here, put it on both sides of my yard so that they could have an easy time finding it. Got American Beautyberry right here. Very nice. 2nd year. And then over here you can see the Yopon holly just kind of blooming. Little bitty blooms right there on the Yopon holly. More Texas betony. There's 3 Yopon hollies here. This one is almost dead. I resurrected it, brought it out. It's doing better here. And this is one that has been here for about 3 years. It started off real small, like real small, half this size. And then this one I bought. I wanted a larger one here too. So I've got 3 stages of Yopon here. This one's in its 1st year. It's going through an adjustment process because of the lack of sun. It looks like it has a little sun here, but this is about as much sun as it gets, to be honest. It's very limited right here, and which is the reason I put it here. And I put it bunched together because they tend to grow in a thicket. So I've got Texas betony underneath, kind of shading the ground, and just like it would, attracting hummingbirds, and the Yopon holly's growing over top. Eve's necklace over here. Honestly, I just wanted something different. That's the only reason I have this. People told me, don't plant it, only blooms a certain amount a year. I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I've got a whole wildflower garden over here. I wanted something interesting to add. I needed some dimension right here, some depth right here, some depth between these 2. And I wanted some dimension here. Plus, this is another berm. You can see that I have several berms slowing the water down. The water comes right here. berm there, both slowing it down. And so these are really anchoring these berms. 2 Eve's necklace plants. Last year the deer stripped them. I wasn't sure if they'd come back this year, but they did.